Good evening and a very warm welcome to Radio and Television Tonga news package for the hour. Making headlines, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Nuku'alofa commissioned the new office branch for TCC in Ewa. Former Justice Minister and well-known lawyer Clive Edwards clarified that the Foreign Investment Act still cannot allow any foreigner to make business in Tonga, such as farming. And 3 classrooms at the Newark High School burned to the ground yesterday. Now I'm Bafanodo Bola with the stories in detail. A new office building of the Tonga Communication Corporation branch in Ewa was commissioned by His Royal Highness Crown Prince Nuku'alofa this morning. The new building is located in Pangai after the previous building in Ohonua was damaged by natural disasters. Alice Tupo will tell you more on that story.
The new building is located in Pangai after the previous building in Ohonua was damaged by natural disasters. The director of the ICT board, Tonga, says these natural disasters include the tropical cyclone Skita in 2018, Harold in 2020, and the Hunga Apai volcanic eruption that triggered the tsunami that affected all parts of Ohonua earlier this year. He says that since then, the staff of the DCC Ewa branch had temporarily operated their services at the home in Ohonua, and now they can start using the newly commissioned building. The new building was built by the Leo Group Construction Company and designed by Grandma Osenko. The building is 23 meters in length and 10 meters wide and has 3 office rooms, 2 storerooms and 1 public lounge, all fully furnished and equipped with new equipment such as a fiber optic internet line. The cost is estimated to be worth at least 368,000 pa'anga. The building was constructed to withstand natural disasters. Meanwhile, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Nuku'alofa conveyed his utmost gratitude to the company's efforts to ensure resilient communication in Tonga through the impacts of natural disasters. The TCC Ewa branch has 10 staff members, with Tupulotu Lawaki as the head of office. Reporting for Radio and Television Tonga News, I'm Alice Tupo.
As discussions of the Foreign Investment Act still circulate social media and also verbally throughout the kingdom with the disagreement to the act, a former Justice Minister and well-known lawyer Clive Edwards have clarified to Radio Tonga News that the Foreign Investment Act still cannot allow any foreigner to make business in Tonga, such as farming. Clive Edwards says many have been misled in Tonga with the idea that the Foreign Investment Act would allow foreigners to run a business in the kingdom, following the Foreign Investment Regulation passed in Parliament for the Trade and Economic Development Ministry. Edwards says the Act is a guide for foreigners when making business in Tonga, the limited opportunities and available opportunities when making an investment in the kingdom. This Foreign Investment Act was amended by the King in October 2020 as an act of the Finance Ministry, and part of its implementation is through the regulations that raised by the MTED Minister in Parliament to allow foreigners to co-join or partner with our Tongan investors in making business in Tonga using our traditional products such as kava, yapo, squash, and to name a few. I understand that this regulation is there to implement the Foreign Investment Act through what is and what's not that foreigners can invest on. I believe that when people allege that foreigners will fully have the privilege of investing business in Tonga is wrong, and it has misled our people and contributed to chaos and debates. He added that the Act has regulated a specific percentage rate that foreigners can invest in Tonga, and he is certain that no foreigner would go beyond that rate, as Tongans are still the managing owner of their co-partnered business. Some would question what would stop the foreign investors from investing in Tonga, but no one would know that because that is up to the business owner itself. But when the investment is over the percentage rate regulated by the law, that is when they will be dealt with the law. But I believe that no foreign investor would invest on something that could affect their investment license in Tonga. Meanwhile, there has been discussions in the past weeks and months following the passing in Parliament of the Foreign Investment Act regulation for the Trade and Economic Development Ministry. However, Edward still wishes to echo that the Foreign Investment Act is still 100% itself. Staff and students at Newark High School are safe and sound after their school caught fire yesterday. The fire incident saw 3 classrooms burned to the ground. Mark Ake has more on that story.
The Newark High School principal, Rosaline Taufalele, told radio and television Tonga News that this is the first time for a fire to happen in the school, and she is grateful that no lives were lost, nor was anyone hurt. She said that the 3 classrooms that were burnt were made out of wood, so it has been completely destroyed. The fire also damaged the school's solar panel and 2 water tanks, with only 1 water tank remaining. Taufalele said that only Form 4 and 7 students had class yesterday, and fortunately their classes weren't held in the classrooms that caught fire. She said the students and teachers succeeded in putting out the fire to make sure it wouldn't spread to other buildings, especially the office where technical equipment is stored. There is a total of 81 students enrolled at the Newark High School. Newark police is currently investigating the cause of the fire, as there is no fire department in the island.
A Tonga Geological Services team is currently in Newark to install a new seismometer that can read and identify earthquakes when it occurs in the area or nearby. They are also in the island to make sure the water system in Newark is also clean. Alice Tupo has more.
Speaking to radio and television Tonga News, Tonga's geologist Daniela Kula says that the purpose of installing the seismometer is to make their work easier when recording earthquakes. The seismometer was donated by the Geological Department of the Australian Government to Tonga after January's devastation. However, installation only began recently in the island due to constant cancellation of flights to Newark. He adds that the seismometer can quickly and easily identify earthquakes that occur and is connected with other seismometers in the Pacific to calculate earthquakes and see whether a tsunami would occur. The current seismometer in the islands is very slow, and it's hard for them to identify earthquakes that happen in the island. Daniela Kula says that they are hoping to install 2 to 3 seismometers on the island. Meanwhile, the team is also testing the island's water supply to ensure it is clean for daily consumption. He adds they hope that the result will be improved from the last results after they carried out similar work in the island back in 2018 when the results of the water supply weren't ideal. In 2018, most of the issues regarding the water supply in Nuku'alofa had to do with the rain ducts connecting the roofs of buildings and homes to water tanks. Daniela Kula says that in 2018, many rain ducts in church halls and churches weren't clean and plants grew within a result of dust and ash. However, it is understood that the Home Reef volcano is still active and is emitting ash into the atmosphere, which is why Kula is urging people to keep their water systems clean. Reporting for Radio and Television Tonga News, I'm Alice Tupo.
And a shift in education and learning environment needed to ensure continuity had to be implemented by the Ministry of Education here in Tonga because of the COVID-19 pandemic. This was raised by the Honourable Prime Minister Nuku'alofa at the 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly on transforming education in New York, United States. Mark Ake has more on that story.
Nuku'alofa highlighted many important points regarding education, including COVID-19 and recovery of education and learning. He says COVID-19 lockdowns fundamentally shifted the learning environment, and Tonga needed to be creative to ensure continuity in learning and education. The pandemic and subsequent Ha'apai volcanic eruption aftermath brought to the forefront the importance of reliable connectivity and access to technologies in an island nation setting. Nuku'alofa highlighted the psychosocial support extended to teachers and students to help cope with the double impact of a pandemic and a major disaster the country experienced. He also stressed the need to future-proof education. Transformative future-oriented education implies, of course, focus on future skills needed, but also how family structures are evolving, how the community evolves, and what this means for both the role of teachers and for student participation. He adds Tonga is proud to be one of only 4 countries globally to have taken part in the Leaving No One Behind assessment using its latest census. He mentioned that Tonga pays special attention to having a balance between the technical aspects of teaching and social, cultural, and spiritual values and qualities underpinning education. Hokal Meniku also recognized and welcomed the opportunity that the International Summit provides to once again reiterate Tonga's collective call to put education at the front and the center of an inclusive and sustainable development and thus development financing. He also called on the United Nations system to engage with greater cohesion and coordination, and he also welcomed the ongoing engagement with other member countries to share and learn from each other's respective efforts to transform education for the benefit of the people and all of Tonga's collective futures.
That wraps up this evening's news package, but before we part, here's one final look at today's top stories. His Royal Highness Crown Prince Tupota Ulukalala commissioned the new office branch for TCC in Ewa. Former Justice Minister and well-known lawyer Clive Edwards clarified that the Foreign Investment Act still cannot allow any foreigner to make investment or make business rather in Tonga, such as farming. And 3 classrooms at the Newark High School burned to the ground yesterday. And that's it for tonight. Thank you for your company. I'm Good evening.